Good morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching JanataTelevision and this is the English Bulletin with me, Sushant. The top stories first. Supreme Court reinstates a dissolved Parliament, orders government to convene lower house within 13 days. Parliament Secretariat begins necessary preparations to convene lower house meeting. President enjoys the right to call a house meeting upon the recommendation of Cabinet. Government confirms 110 new cases of coronavirus. Active cases hover around 1,500. Two states in India witness sudden rise in coronavirus infection. Government says virus variants not behind upsurge in cases. And Tiger Woods suffers serious leg injuries in car wreck. The 15-time Grand Slam champion in stable condition. And now the news in detail. The Supreme Court has ordered the reinstatement of lower house, dealing a severe blow to the government. The top court yesterday revoked the decision of the Oli government to dissolve the House of Representatives more than 2 months ago due to internal dispute within the ruling party. President Bidya Devi Bhandari had dissolved the parliament on December 20th upon the recommendation of Prime Minister K.P. Sharma Oli's cabinet and announced a mid-term election for April 30 and May 10th. The court ruling means PM Oli faces a no-confidence vote once Parliament resumes. The constitutional bench of the Supreme Court also ordered to convene the lower house within 13 days. The constitutional bench was presided over by Chief Justice Cholendra S.J.B. Rana, Justices Biswambar Prasad Shrestha, Anil Kumar Sinha, Sapna Pradhan Malla and Tej Bahadur Kesi. The main opposition party, Nepali Congress, has welcomed the Supreme Court's verdict to reinstate the dissolved parliament. The NC had termed the government's move to dissolve the lower house on December 20 as unconstitutional and undemocratic. The main opposition party had been organizing various protest programs against the move. However, the NC had made statements that the Supreme Court should not face any pressure to decide over the case and the final decision of the court must be respected by all. Meanwhile, leader of the agitating faction of Nepal Communist Party, Pushpa Kamal Dahal, has said that court intervention has saved the country from further crisis. Similarly, another NCP leader, Madhav Kumar Nepal, demanded resignation of Prime Minister K.P. Oli on moral grounds. Following the decision of the Supreme Court to restore the Parliament, the Parliament Secretariat has started preparations for the meeting. The Secretariat has started the physical preparations as well as the legal preparations for the restoration of the Parliament. Spokesperson Rojnath Pandey informed, as the Parliament Secretariat has a tradition of convening a meeting from the President on the recommendation of the Council of Ministers within the period of 13 days, the meeting will be convened with the recommendation of the President, Dr. Pandey informed. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. The government yesterday confirmed 110 new cases of coronavirus across the country. Following the latest round of tests, the total cases of coronavirus in the country have climbed to 273,666, while the number of active cases currently stands at 1,533. According to the Ministry of Health and Population, altogether 270,068 infected persons have recovered from the disease in the country so far. The death toll from coronavirus has climbed to 2,065 with the confirmation of 4 new deaths yesterday. Nepal is currently among the top 48 countries that have been most affected by the pandemic. The USA tops the list with over 28.89 million confirmed cases, followed by India with over 11.02 million cases. The death toll in the USA has surpassed 500,000 yesterday. Coronavirus has infected more than 112.63 million people across the world and claimed 2.49 million lives. And now the news from the economic front. On Tuesday, the stock market index, NIPSE, fell by 21.6 points to 2,586.05. The sensitive index, which measures Class A indicators in the market, also declined by 2.4. In the indices of all groups except traders have declined in the market. A total of 17.71 million shares of 205 companies were traded 83,357 times in the market, resulting in a turnover of rupees 8.56 billion. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back, and now the international news. India said on Tuesday mutated versions of the coronavirus were not responsible for an upsurge in cases in 2 of its states. According to Reuters, the announcement is a potential relief for a country where mask wearing and social distancing have largely disappeared. Maharashtra in the west and Kerala in the south account for 75% of India's current active cases of about 147,000. The news agency reported that both states have seen a sudden rise in new infections in recent days. India has reported more than 11 million cases, the most in the world after the United States, and about 156,000 deaths. Actual infections have inched closer to 300 million in the country of 1.35 billion, according to a random study of antibodies done by the government. A top government health official confirmed the long-time presence of 2 mutants, N440K and E484Q, in those 2 states as well as elsewhere in the country. Authorities have also found the UK variant in 187 people in India, the South African one in 6, and 1 case of the Brazilian mutation. You're watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Golfing champion Tiger Woods was hospitalized in Los Angeles on Tuesday with severe leg injuries suffered when his car veered off a road and rolled down a steep hillside. According to media reports, rescue teams had to pull him out of the wreckage. The injuries were not believed to be life-threatening, Reuters quoted Los Angeles County Sheriff Alex Valbuena as saying. He added that Woods was conscious and was able to communicate when rescue personnel arrived. Meanwhile, Los Angeles County Fire Chief Darrell Osby said Woods suffered serious injuries to both legs and that he was initially listed in serious but stable condition. CNN reported Woods sustained compound fractures to his legs. Woods, 45, a 15-time Grand Slam champion and one of the world's most celebrated sports figures, was the sole occupant of the car when it crashed at about 7:12 a.m. in Rolling Hills. His 15 major titles stands second only to record 18 won by Jack Nicklaus. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin, and the headlines once again. Supreme Court reinstates dissolved Parliament, orders government to reconvene lower house within 13 days. Parliament Secretariat begins necessary preparations to convene lower house meeting. President enjoys the right to call house meeting upon recommendation of cabinet. Government confirms 110 new cases of coronavirus. Active cases hover around 1,500. 2 states in India witness sudden rise in coronavirus infection. Government says virus variants not behind upsurge in cases. And Tiger Woods suffers serious leg injuries in car wreck. The 15-time Grand Slam champion in stable condition. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.